2024, Tony. Happy New Year. It's a new year. It's a new start. And I've got a feeling that this is going to be the year where we manifest us being lottery winners. What do you reckon, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, happy New Year to you, Chris. I mean,
Thank you.
2023 was great.
It was.
You know why it was great? Because that's when we started Win Me the Lottery.
Our journey.
The journey started, but I think with 2024 is where we will actually complete the journey and achieve our goals of winning the lottery.
Winning the damn thing. But Tony, I've had an idea. It just came to me over the festive break. Vision boards. You hear a lot about people doing vision boards, right? In order to achieve their goals and aspirations.
All right, yeah.
Why don't we start a vision board of us winning the lottery? For example, we just put on it, me and you, holding a giant check, standing in a hot tub in our new penthouse. Don't ask me how we actually bought the penthouse before we cashed the check, but that doesn't matter.
For Photoshop it or something.
Photoshop, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What do you reckon, vision board?
Isn't that like Pinterest?
A little bit. It's a bit lame, but if it works for some people, we're going to try everything, right?
Yeah, no. I do like the whole it adds a bit of tangibility to it. Like, you know, they've got that corkboard and they've got like magazine cutouts and stuff.
Isn't this all about manifestation? You know, we've got to see it to believe it.
Yeah, I think so. Anything that will help the manifestation of actually winning the lottery, I'm up for it, Chris. So, yeah, why not? I've never done it before. Let's give it a go.
I'll come back to mine afterwards and I'll show you how it's done.
All right, sounds good. Talk about 2023. The National Lottery actually released some interesting stats.
Did they now?
Yeah. So I thought I'd just share some. So 2023, the National Lottery actually made 365 new millionaires in 2023.
Tony, that's basically a millionaire a day.
Yeah, it's right on the nose, 365. So yeah, on average, a new millionaire a day. And they paid out more than 4.5 billion in prize money.
How much do they make in a year? Way more than that. Yeah, we need to look into their finances. That can be a topic of the week soon.
Yeah, and that's a lot. I mean, I didn't go into the stats of like how much they actually donate, but it's quite significant as well.
Big
money,
contributors to the Team GB, aren't they? And Olympic success in recent years.
Yeah, a lot of charitable causes. Some other interesting stats is that 757 players won prizes over 50,000 or more. The luckiest job category among National Lottery millionaires was builders.
Well, we know that.
You mentioned that.
And you know what came out the other day was Tesco's most popular meal deal as well.
Oh, yeah? What was...
I'm trying to remember. I think it was like the full English breakfast sandwich thing with McCoy's flame grilled steak, which we did say, and a Coke.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think, builders and like a full English as a sandwich.
On my vision boards, I can definitely see builders getting that as their Tesco meal deal.
Maybe we need to get this sandwich more often. Maybe that will help manifest us to win the lottery.
Oh, God.
They also mentioned an interesting number, that number 37 was drawn more often than any other number. So, number 37.
Okay, well, we better start using that then.
Yeah, we could just drop it in there, here and there. Unless there's an interesting story that comes
Every week I'm just going to find some reasons to put 37.
And then there was a kind of a nod to the Euro Millions. I know we don't... I do buy it occasionally, but they did mention...
Well, you're Brexit, aren't you?
It's Euro-related. That
we don't get political on this show, but we're all about the lottery. The Euro Millions is a bit more expensive. That's why we don't play.
And the reason why they included it, because people do play it on the Friday and the Tuesday, but the biggest amount won in 2023 was 111 million. Now,
great symmetry to that as well.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that was the highest amount in terms of winnings. So interesting stats there. I'm quite happy that they kind of shared all that detail, and it's quite encouraging, I would say, for the people that play and for us to keep on going. It's
good for them to be transparent, and you just say, okay, 365, a millionaire a day made by the lottery. And even more encouraging, 757 players winning 50 grand or more. We could take that. We'd deal with that if we had to. And 111 million euro millions.
That
is set for life.
that is, you would probably
Private island territory there.
Yeah, you wouldn't worry about investing that. I mean, with the interest rate on that, you'll be laughing. You'll be chilling.
With all this news about Epstein, is his private island up for sale, or has somebody else bought it? Because it might be a sort of cut price deal if we do win the lottery this year.
We've got to play the Euro Millions maybe a bit more in 2024. If you want to win into the region of that amount.
Yeah, we could ask Prince Andrew for a guided tour around to know where everything is.
But yeah, just a bit of a nod to our topic of the week. Surprise, surprise! We're going to talk about New Year's resolutions.
Has Prince Andrew set one?
I'm not too sure, but I'm sure he should come up with some credible ones, I would say, if he is going to start talking about stuff. New Year's resolutions. I know it's your typical New Year type of conversation. I've asked a few people this, but I thought it'd be nice just to cover one of the interesting things that what I was looking online about was research from Forbes Advisor has revealed that almost a third, so 30% of Brits, will be setting New Year's resolutions in 2024.
It's great to know that 30% of the population are absolute losers.
You're not a fan of resolutions. So.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
I think, well, we'll get onto this later anyway, but we'll hold that thought.
And the other point that I wanted to make is that the research revealed that a further 8% are yet to decide whether or not they will set goals for the coming year. So it's still early on the year.
The 8% used to be indecisive, now they're not so sure.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They hopefully it sounded a bit hopeless, to be honest.
That is even worse, isn't it? We're on the 8th of January now, and they still haven't decided if they're actually going to do a New Year's resolution. I'll tell you categorically, I haven't done one.
You might not need one.
And I don't intend to do one. I don't need one, Tony.
Has your goals changed in general? No. You just still on the journey.
No, I've got one goal. I want to win the lottery. That's it.
That sounds
the
good
only
to
thing
me.
that gets me out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. So I had a good Christmas. I thought it was pretty chill than usual. How about your Christmas, Chris?
It was a good Christmas apart from... so obviously, our listeners will know we've been off for a few weeks, right?
Yeah. Well-deserved, I would say.
Well-deserved time off. But we still keep posting out clips from the show on our social media channels. So, guys, we have so many listeners to the podcast, you might want to know what we look like. And in fact, why don't you see us? You'll see that was absolutely worth it. Get us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, just search Win Me the Lottery, and you will find us there. And we were getting thousands of views over the Christmas break. And actually, Tony, some quite negative comments coming through. And I don't take things personally, ever. But I just want to let the facts do the talking here. So,
set the record straight, Chris. Come on. Yeah.
Set the record straight. So basically we did, one of the topics we covered before Christmas was about whether it's more sustainable to have a fake tree or to buy a real tree each year. Right?
Yeah.
So quite often, we live in London, you'll see people throwing out their real tree almost immediately after Christmas. They're littering the streets of London right now. So what I said on this podcast was, Tony, I'm an environmentalist. I have a fake tree that I reuse every year. So that's what I said. Let's just have a look at some of the comments that came in. Most of these were on YouTube. So Tim Morton 7000 said, having a Christmas tree, fake plastic eventually goes into a dump in the ground. A real tree, biodegradable, but deforestation has to take place. I'd rather have Jesus in my home than worship a tree. Now, I don't know what any of that means, but I just wanted to kick us off on that one. So then this guy, Curtis, says, wait, so instead of growing trees and helping with carbon emissions, you want to make more plastic? What a tool. Thank you very much, Curtis. I'll come back to you in a moment. How clueless, says somebody else.
Ouch.
The Christmas tree industry increases the number of trees grown. A portion of those trees are felled each year and replaced. But around 80% of those trees are between sapling and fully grown, creating more oxygen. Honestly. Okay, thank you for your contribution. And then Peter's coming, Peter Doan, 1385. Yay, let's all buy more plastic that'll never break down. Sounds great for the environment. There's loads of them, Tony. There's zombie gaming. Using real trees is actually more eco-friendly. At least he tries to explain it, or she. There's loads of them. And actually, the best one of all, that actually got blocked by YouTube, we have to read out, by Starchild444. I'm going to read this whole thing. Is this satire or what? It's not funny at all, so I'm not sure if it's just a poor attempt at satire. But Xmas trees are evergreen, don't take long to grow at all, while fake trees are made of fossil fuels. They're plastic and never break down. Right, I've got one thing to say to all of these people. Did I ever use the word plastic? No. All I said was fake trees. So that's the first thing I'd like to mention. And let's just come back on this with the facts, because we do have some facts. So this one comes from the Huffington Post. So this is actually a quote from Matt Bertulli, a long-time waste management advocate and the CEO of Pella, an international sustainability company. Depending on what the artificial Christmas tree is made from and sourced from, it has the potential to be one of the most sustainable products. By purchasing one artificial tree made of sustainable products and materials, you are drastically reducing harmful products from being thrown into the environment. And then we also had Emily Fletcher, a sustainability expert and founder of the Australian Clean and Conscious Awards. The idea behind using an artificial tree is that it will be used repeatedly and therefore save a living tree from being cut down and subsequently heading to landfill just a few weeks later. So if you're doing an artificial tree, the most important factor is to use it for as many years as possible. So I thought all of this was quite interesting. You can get a Christmas tree that's fake, that is made from recycled PVC. Okay, fine. I didn't say that explicitly, but that was what I meant, Tony. I never said the word plastic.
No, I don't think we've watched the recording and listened to it again. Right?
We've watched it all back. Okay. And this is quite an interesting one because The Guardian did a piece a couple of years ago as well about whether you should have a real or fake one. And this was on the basis of a plastic tree.
Okay.
Like the Radiohead song, Fake Plastic Trees. So the Carbon Trust said a 6.5 foot, a really big one, artificial tree, is responsible for about 40 kilograms of greenhouse gas emissions. So even if you had a plastic tree, right, that's it, which means you need to reuse it for about 10 Christmases to keep its environmental impact lower than buying a real tree every year. So wait, even if you have a plastic tree, you only need to reuse it 10 times to get more, or for it to be more sustainable or have a lower impact on the environment than buying a real tree every year.
Oh, right, okay.
And that's before we even get onto the recycled PVC tree, which is what I was actually referring to. So I just wanted to set the record straight there, Tony.
Okay, you're not going to drop that mic, right?
Never.
Okay, cool. Because boom, you just explained it.
I absolutely explained it to everybody, but no, I just want to keep this mic on so that I can keep educating these losers on YouTube. But yeah, so good festive break, but I just wanted to set the record straight there, Tony.
Thank you for that festive clarity there, Chris.
Thank you.
About Christmas trees. And who knows, maybe I actually need to get a new tree, so I might consider getting a fake one, actually, if that's
so recycled PVC, that's the most sustainable one you get. Also, Tony, some people just have wooden, recycled wooden, you can make it out of a table or chair or something.
Why don't I just use a picture of a tree on my vision board? That's probably the most sustainable thing.
Fantastic idea. Or metaverse.
Yeah.
Our app can probably help with that. We've been talking about that. Our app will go into the metaverse.
Yeah, like you could just have like a hologram. They have that 3D thing when you can just watch your tree be projected from your phone. Yeah. I don't know.
AI can probably create.
Or just pretend that my plant is my Christmas tree. Just start decorating my house plant with like fairy lights. Yeah. What's the difference? The tree. It's a common plant.
Yeah.
Cool. All right then. If we move on to our segment 1, which is last Saturday's Lotto result. What was the jackpot? It was 4 million. What were the winning numbers? So the winning numbers were 2, 23, 38, 43. 53, 54, and the bonus ball was 41. Machine name was Guinevere. I don't think we've ever had Guinevere.
Never had a Guinevere, and I'm really excited.
So that's an interesting start to the year. And ball set 8. What were my numbers? And they were 2, 4, 22, 34, 40, and 47. So just managed to match the one number, which is the number 2. 0 winners for last Saturday's jackpot. So that's a rollover to Wednesday.
Good.
If not Wednesday, to next Saturday. But yeah, that was the result. So not off to a winning start, but that's fine. The 2024 is the whole year.
It's only just upon us, Tony.
Yeah, I think winning it around Christmas time would be quite nice.
Can I just say something? We were never going to win it while all that negativity was surrounding us from those tools on YouTube going on about plastic trees. This is what it's about. This is the whole part of manifestation. That's why we're going to have the vision board.
Yeah.
We need positivity.
Yes. I'm going to be having more Tesco meal deals that are like your breakfast sandwich.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And can I just say, anybody listening, we've got thousands of listeners on the podcast. We don't have as many people following us on these multimedia, social media channels, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok are the main 3. Get on there now because we need your positive energy to help us manifest this lottery win. And that in turn is going to help you. It's a feedback loop.
Yeah, I mean, if they need New Year's resolutions, I think one of them is just to follow us.
Yeah.
That's done.
Hey, for those 8%, there are probably 8% of people listening to this who haven't decided if they're going to do a New Year's resolution yet. Just do it. Follow us today.
And to share every single video and all of our podcasts and be accountable for that throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
And if they can complete that, they can achieve anything.
Exactly. Yeah. If you can just be on that every single day, like, comment, share,
subscribe,
amplify it to all of your friends, all of your WhatsApp groups. Yeah. Great.
So if we move on to quite swiftly on actually. So it's our topic of the week.
And this week, as you said, Tony, it's New Year's resolutions.
So it's not your most favourite topic, is it, Chris?
Total waste of time, Tony. It's just one of those ridiculous things that every single year people, I'm going to do this. And it works quite well in a way, because as you get December where everybody just goes way over the top. We eat too much, we drink too much, there's too much going on. By the end of December, you're absolutely exhausted. You can't even stomach half a pint of beer anymore. But it's fine, because then you've got January, which is the month of nothingness, where you just sit back, relax. And everyone's quite happy in January to actually do nothing. But yeah, the New Year's resolutions, I guess it's kind of aligned with that idea. I think you're going to come on to what are the most popular ones. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, so let's go back to the Forbes Advisor research that they did. So they looked at what are the most common New Year's resolutions for 2024. And it's not a surprise what the top one is. I mean, it's what you hear all the time. So top on the list is commitment to exercise more.
Yeah.
And this is going back to the point you were making, to where we overindulge over the festive period. And you can argue that it's a way for people to get back on track. One of the things that a lot of people who don't believe in New Year's resolutions is this: why do I have to do it in January? Like I should be doing this throughout the year. Like make my commitments. Well,
that's exactly my point, Tony. It's got to be a year-long and indeed lifelong commitment.
Yeah.
So we talk about saving the planet. This is why I'm all for the fake recycled PVC Christmas trees. I have a lifelong dedication to saving this planet.
Yeah.
And so it should be with resolutions or whatever you want to call them, goals. Let's just call them goals.
No, yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, Chris. So yeah, it was commitment to exercise more, with a substantial 2 in 5 goal setters, 40% planning to adopt this resolution. Following closely, 35% aim to focus on weight loss, while 33% are dedicated to improving their dietary habits.
That's all very similar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all connected, isn't it? A significant number of people said they want to stop habits that could be adversely affecting their health. Specifically, 13% of the population has set their sights on reducing alcohol consumption in 2024. I don't think that's on your radar, Chris, is it?
I've reduced it. We were talking about this earlier. I've reduced it in week 1, Tony.
Okay.
I've only had... I've had less than 2 pints in the first week of... I was going to try and do dry January, but that's just not possible.
That's not good for your mental health, is it, Chris?
No, absolutely not. But yeah, I think 2 pints a week, that's all right. Even doctors would probably agree with that.
Yeah, and 11% are committing to quitting smoking. So it seems your usual culprits of alcohol, smoking, and all those bad habits.
Easy targets, really.
Yeah. Talking about, this podcast, we talk a lot about finance. And if we talk about financial goals, the financial goals are on British people's minds. So with almost 1/3, so 31%, planning to get their finances in order in 2024. So maybe playing the lottery might solve all that, I would say.
Well, what's the most, if you do it once a week, is it £2?
Yeah.
The most you can use is £104.
Yeah, and the most you could win is...
Unlimited. Because we don't know how many rollovers there could be.
Oh, that is true. So, £2, no, £104 to win millions. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Mental well-being emerges as a significant focus for resolution. So there's a lot of talk about mental health, as it should be. Approximately 1/4, 24% of people said they wanted to reduce stress levels, while an equal proportion, 22%, are committed to enhancing their emotional well-being. So those are some of the kind of key stats that I kind of pulled from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting. There's a lot of those usual culprits in there that it's just not interesting, is it? I want to do more exercise. Yeah, it's good. Everybody should do more exercise. And funnily enough, a lot of that around your sort of physical well-being, exercising more, losing weight, improving dietary habit, that links into your emotional, mental well-being that we talk about there. We've spoken about this before. What I was thinking is, okay, you want to cut down how much you're drinking as well. Yeah. We can do all of this in one, right? Get your running gear on, run down to Wetherspoons, half the amount of pints you drink at Wetherspoons from 12 to 6. You'll still get a bit of a buzz. You'll get used to that eventually. And run back. And by the way, if you run back after 6 pints, you might throw up on the way, which probably help you to lose weight because you won't have consumed all of that beer, if you see what I mean.
Oh, right. What do they call that thing when they vomit out the food that they had in the toilet?
Oh, what, the illness?
Yeah.
Bulimia or...
Is that some form of bulimia?
It could be. Yeah, we don't want to encourage that.
No, we don't want to encourage that.
But no, I mean, I'm just saying, this is one way where you could get... Okay, let's be serious. Let's be serious about it. We can marry it up between healthy lifestyle and better mental well-being.
Yeah.
Because you get out there, you do some exercise, you eat a bit healthier. All of these things actually make you feel better in your own mind.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
What if my priority in my New Year's resolution is my mental well-being, and second is exercise and getting fit and healthy, but not being able to drink and have the fast food that I like is making me depressed?
Well, yes.
Am I not prioritizing the right thing? Therefore, I should eat and drink what I like because it makes me happy and is helping my mental well-being.
I think it's about striking the right balance. And
okay.
We all want to eat the food we love, but just have a little bit less. Okay, let's balance it out. There's some healthy food that's nice, isn't there? But you raise a really good point, because what's another part of going down the pub? The social buzz.
Yeah.
Your connection. We're all social creatures. So if you're going to cut out drinking, okay, maybe you go down the pub, have a lemonade.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same for some people. So we've got to strike a balance. There's no point going cold turkey on any of this stuff, is there?
Yeah. If I was to say what my New Year's resolution was...
You've got one.
I use the same one for the past 5 years.
Winning the lottery?
Yeah, winning the lottery.
That goes without saying.
But the other ones that I say, I've been using this for quite a few years, and I keep using it because it's still relevant, is that I actually haven't learnt to ride a bike yet.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I continue to not learn how to do it, so I can keep saying that I'm going to do it for every New Year's resolution. And it's a bit of a quirk for me when it's what's an interesting fact about yourself, Tony? Oh, I don't know how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
But maybe one of these New Year's, I'll go, let's finally do it.
It's a fear thing, isn't it? When you're a kid, you just jump on that bike. You don't care if you fall off.
Yeah.
Especially though, if you're in London, I imagine it's just more difficult in London.
Yeah, I just never. I watched a YouTube video of it. I said, I reckon I could do it now. But yeah, next on the list is it's all transportation related. It's like it's learn to drive.
Oh yes, yeah.
Do you know how to drive?
I do.
Okay.
Not very well.
When was the last time you drove?
Years ago.
Oh right.
Absolutely,
was it automatic
years
or manual?
ago. Automatic.
Okay.
And bike I do more often. I do have a bike at home. It's probably been a good year since I've got that out as well.
Could that be a New Year's resolution to get on the bike for
more.
exercise?
Yeah, it could well be.
Would you ever bike to work?
No.
Back? Yeah, it's too.
Can't be bothered.
Yeah, it's a bit dangerous on London roads.
It can be dangerous. It's quite difficult getting to and from the area where I live as well. So that's the reason why not.
And this actually segues to a great point that we always talk about on the podcast is safety. Safety first. So I actually asked you just now, Chris, that encouraging you to bike to work, for your health, but I actually might be suggesting the wrong thing because I might be putting you in danger on London roads, and I don't want to put you in danger, right? So again, with New Year's resolutions, have that balance of, is it worth it? Is it safe for me to engage in this activity?
And same thing with riding a bike.
Yeah.
I go down the gym and just get on the bike sometimes if I want to blow off some steam.
Yeah.
Tony, we have to admit, what is safer? Being in the regulated environment of your gym.
Yeah.
It's not raining in there. The temperature is probably just correct, just about right. You get on the bike. Okay, maybe you don't go anywhere, but sometimes they have the screen where you can kind of pretend you're climbing a hill in the Alps, for example, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Or would you want to go out in this very cold weather that we have at the moment? Maybe it's dark, the roads aren't well lit, there could be a maniac driving a car behind you. What do you think?
I generally agree with you throughout the year, but January is an interesting month because it's when a lot of newbies, go into the gym. Have you seen some of these videos where some are a bit unfamiliar on how to use some of these equipment, and it's hilarious. And you can call them idiots, but I don't know. Some people take them a bit harsh. People who are regular gym goers can be a little bit harsh.
They can be.
You go, look, got all these newbies taking up space. They don't know what they're doing, and it can be dangerous if you're kind of near them. They're not using the right form. They're throwing weights around. You've got to be careful one doesn't land on your foot or your head.
That is dangerous in and of itself. You're absolutely... Yeah, I did go in there last week, and I thought it was much busier than usual. But I wouldn't call myself a regular gym goer. I could never bring myself to call myself that.
Yeah.
But then I was beginning to think, well, hang on. Because I've got one where I live. I've been going there for ages now. Am I almost the kind of guy who goes to the gym all the time?
Are you going
Nearly.
Are you start giving people tips when you see a newbie? Go, oh no, you're doing it wrong.
I know. I did that from the first day I went there.
Right. So
especially by the weights.
Well, I'd say with New Year's resolutions, it's up to you if you think it's useful. I always say, if you can set a New Year's resolution, but it's one of those things that come March, people have it's gone fallen off the wagon. They forgot what it is. So.
There's another priority. So and it's what they say. If there's one good piece of feedback. Keep it constant. Set your goal whenever the damn hell you want to set it and check in on that goal every single day or every single week. And you know what you can do now, Tony?
Yeah.
Of course you can have an open dialogue with yourself, with your partner, with the other AI. You can get a ChatGPT Pro subscription and create your own GPT now, right?
Oh, right. Okay.
You can create your own little PA or a friend. Dare I say it?
Yeah.
Or just a life coach.
To hold you accountable.
Exactly. And you just talk to it and you say, right, look, this is the New Year's resolution that I have created. You can feed it all kinds of information, your interests, your hobbies, psychological tests, psychometric tests that you've done.
Yeah.
It will build a picture of you. You say, right, based on my personality type, what kind of thing do I need to do to keep up with my goals and actually achieve them? And it will give you advice. And if you need motivation this week to go out running when it's dark and cold, it's going to give you some idea,
That sounds great. I would say use any tools at your disposal.
Ah.
And another thing that I will probably end on in terms of New Year's resolutions is that me and you, Chris, we can hold them accountable. When you're going for that run, that ride, put on the podcast.
Yes.
And we're like, keep going.
Business idea.
Go on.
What we can do is, if you want, we'll record motivational messages for you for a small fee.
That's not a bad idea.
Or we just do it for free. We're nice people.
Yeah. They've got to subscribe first, though.
Yes.
We'll pick a name.
Subscribe. Okay, we're getting loads of emails, but even better is, I think it's actually easier, Tony, if they just subscribe on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Just send us a DM.
Yeah.
And just search Win Me the Lottery on there, or Win Me the Lotto. I think either one will work.
I think that's a great idea, Chris, and I think that's going to really help our listeners really commit to their goals. Right. If we move on to segment 3, which is picking next week's numbers. So just a reminder, this is where we kind of look at stories that are around us, that are kind of screaming numbers at us, that kind of help us choose the winning lottery numbers.
It's all of this process of manifestation, right?
Yeah, it's just manifest like what is out there, what are stories, what we see in the news.
And what we might start doing sometime is actually adding all these to our vision board. And this will be even better when you hear some of the people in this time. But anyway, go on, Tony.
Yeah. So you know how we touched upon that kind of elderly couple that kind of booked 51 cruises because they found it cheaper than getting the care home of their choice.
This one blew up on socials as well, didn't it, Tony?
Yeah. There's a similar one where a couple who sold their apartment, so they're not as old, I think they're middle-aged, and most of their belongings to embark on a 3-year cruise. They're now forced to live in a hotel room after the voyage was cancelled.
Tony, so they're just stuck in one place.
Yeah, so
is it at least a good hotel? Is it like 5-star luxury?
No, I don't think it is.
Travel lodge.
I think it's
it's in the UK.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's set. Well, it's in America actually. From Ohio, they put down $80,000 for a cruise deposit. They sold apart most of their belongings. They haven't got their money back, so they're in a bit of a limbo where they're in a hotel room, kind of sort out all the paperwork to get the refund. But it's kind of ruining their kind of dream of just like, let's just cruise around for 3 years, which is, I think a lot of people wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind just going on a cruise for once, for 2 weeks, but they clearly like it. Living up now, they're kind of stuck, $80,000 in the hole, waiting for it to get that back.
And they're in Istanbul, it says.
Yeah.
Which is a beautiful city. I must say, I've been to Istanbul, and it's a really fantastic place. Cheap kebabs.
Yeah.
Very, it's actually a great place to go out drinking as well.
Apparently it's very unhealthy as well.
Kebabs and drinking.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people around that part of that world, there's so much fat. I mean, it's tasty stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta watch yourself though, yeah.
No, I actually loved it. It's one of the best places I've been.
I need to go there. The thing is,
that's where you've got to go.
I didn't book Turkey because it's not that warm at this moment in time.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. We'll come on to this later where you're going on your holiday.
Oh, yeah. For sure. So I thought, I think the couple's got the right idea. They're living it up.
But I mean, how old are they? They're not that old. I've just seen their photo.
Yeah.
What do they plan to do after the 3-year cruise? Or what did they plan to do after the 3-year cruise?
I believe they were just going to jump off overboard and then end on a high.
Yeah, why not?
It doesn't really say. I think this is part of the journey. It's just like, live it up, and then see where they land. I mean, clearly they've managed to save 80 grand for it.
Maybe they can do that all over again.
Yeah, and who knows? Really, I'll just say wish them good luck. Really.
Yeah. I wish them all the very best. I hope they're enjoying it in Istanbul. Fantastic place.
So the number I was going to go was with the number 3, because we're going to embark on a 3-year cruise, which is still pending, I guess.
$80,000.
If they won the lottery, that wouldn't be an issue. Just book another one.
Imagine how many kebabs they could have ordered while they're in Istanbul. Well, if they get their refund, they can. Tony, if I say 2 words to you right now, what do you think? Luke Littler.
Darts.
Yeah. So Luke Littler, he is the chap who made it to whatever it is, the World Cup of Darts, the World Championship of Darts last week. And he went viral all across social media as the 16-year-old kid, which in itself is really impressive. 16 gets to the World Cup final, whatever it is.
What achievement.
But my goodness, I'm sure people have seen him on social media. If you haven't, Google him now. This guy is 16. He looks not a day under 40. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
He's got receding hairline, big beard, everything about him. And I just find it fascinating. It's the first time I've ever watched darts. I've never had any interest in it. And actually, I got kind of into it when I was watching the semi-final and the final. But it's not just that he looks at least 30, probably 40. It just has all the mannerisms of somebody who's that old as well. You've got to watch him. All his reactions if he misses a shot or whatever.
He's an old soul or something, right?
He's got to be an old soul, but it was quite funny. So he had a press conference after winning the semis. And they said, you can't drive, you can't drink, you can't smoke, whatever. So how are you going to celebrate this?
Yeah.
He said he's going to get a kebab. And he's quite a sizable 16-year-old. He's going to get a kebab, some fizzy pop, and he's going to treat himself to some vapes. Tony, I don't want to drop a minute here, but...
It's not legal, is it?
It's not legal. You've got to be 18 or over to do that. So he did drop himself in it a little bit there. But I was saying to the missus, I said, there's absolutely no chance you'd ever get ID'd.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
this, he looked about 45.
Let's be honest, he looks like he's had a few pints.
I bet he has.
Yeah, I bet he has.
I bet he grew up in the pub. And actually, this is a really great way of showing it's not such a bad thing just to take your kid down the pub, because he's learned darts and he just got, I think, a couple of $100,000 for getting to the final.
It's a talent at the end of the day. He's talented to do that. At 16, the sky's the limit 16. For him.
And the best thing is, so there's another bit of a scandal is his missus, his girlfriend, she's 21. So I don't know what people think about that. It's legal, 16 and over, age of consent. And they met on Xbox, which is brilliant. But her family are massive darts fans as well. So they've only been together a few months. She's up in the northwest. He's up in the northwest. They're down south.
Okay.
But yeah, she was at all the World Championships.
You said few months or few years, right?
Few months.
Okay, that's good. That's
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, actually, that's a good point. Because it sounds like they haven't been together for that long.
Yeah.
But maybe they've only gone pup. Okay, we don't want to make any allegations. I'm just saying it's possible that if it were the case they'd been together since before he was 16, they wouldn't admit it.
Well, he could have lied about his age just to get with her. And I wouldn't blame her. Just
to be fair, yeah, hang on. Yeah, so everybody's been crucifying this lady, but if he actually said he was 25, she would have asked him for proof.
Imagine if they never saw each other and they've been chatting Xbox and they finally meet and she's like, I've been catfished. You're not 15 or 16, sorry. I'm not into older men. Sorry, see you later.
Goodbye. I only know 16-year-olds, but that was Luke Lillard. I thought we had to put him in, so that's the number 16, Tony, because he is a 16-year-old darts World Championship finalist.
Brilliant. The next one I had is it's something related to something that I was getting into last year. Really, is the game of chess.
Were you?
Yeah. It was
I wasn't aware of that.
I never played chess that much before. Me and my girlfriend actually decided to actually learn it and just start playing it.
Oh, so neither of you played it much, and you said, right, we're both going to get into this and play each other. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Because it's a game that has been, thousands of years old, and it's a...
Still the test of time.
Still popular, and we used to walk through, again, one of my favourite places to Farringdon, and then used to play it out on the streets.
And by the way, when I went to Vietnam, a very important part of your life, that is what I remember in Vietnam, where they would just sit outside playing chess.
Yeah. And it's a great game. I love the strategy of it. I love how it makes you look smart, and, on the plane to somewhere you're playing it, and it's a great game to play. Obviously, we don't have a timer going on. This is next level, when the proper competitors, they so quick they press the button.
Yeah, you have to do it,
But
I always play it on the plane, but I don't actually do anything. I'm just moving it back and forward, but I'm hoping people will walk past and notice that I'm playing.
You look very...
studious.
Yeah, studious. But yeah, this is related to a Chinese chess champion something controversial happened. So they were stripped of a title after it was been discovered that they defecated in a hotel bathtub and alleged anal beads cheating. So
they defecated. So this Chinese chess champion defecated in a hotel bathtub. What on earth is this anal beads cheating?
Yeah. This seems to be an awkward title. So let me read that again. It's Chinese chess champion stripped of title after defecating in hotel bathtub, alleged anal beads cheating. So it seems to be this person. So the person's name is Yan Chenglong. So it's a 48-year-old, beat dozens of contenders and to win the national title to be basically chess champion. But the victory was short-lived after the celebration ended with him defecating in a bathtub. So the accusations, he cheated using anal beads.
But I'm just getting so confused. He cheated in the... But I'm not being funny. But seriously, there's an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in the latest season where this exact plot is that he's got something up his behind, Frank, and then someone's giving him an electric shock or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I think it's just anal beads, actually, in the episode. And then they turn it on
to tell
him to make a move or something like that.
Okay, let's just...
So has he been inspired?
I think he might have been. So you're right. So basically, Yan allegedly clenched and unclenched rhythmically to communicate information about the chessboard via code to a computer, which then sent back instructions on the moves to make in the form of vibrations, according to reports circulating on the Chinese social site Weibo. You're right. So communicating via anal beads.
He's copied it from it. I mean, I'm not sure if you can even watch that in China, but
I haven't seen that.
Something has happened here. It was just I only watched it a few weeks ago.
That is hilarious.
What a fantastic idea! But no wonder he needed to defecate in a hot tub or whatever it was. Bathtub.
But I'm confused. Why didn't he just get rid of it? Like the evidence is there. How did someone discover that he defecated in the bathtub?
Yeah. Okay. Yang consumed alcohol with others in his room. And then he defecated, he was a bit drunk. He defecated in the bathtub of the room he was staying in an act that damaged hotel property, violated public order and good morals, and had a negative impact on the competition, and was of extremely bad character, said the association. So,
if he went to the toilet, they would have not left any evidence.
Yeah. Why go in the bathtub?
They still didn't make the connection of how they discovered the anal beads, though.
I don't know if the anal beads is actually true at all, but I think maybe somebody else watched It's Always Sunny.
But yeah, the number, I thought that was quite interesting. Sorry, so the number I was going with the 48, because that's the age of Yan Chenglong, if I pronounced that right.
Yeah, no, I love that one. Well, obviously we don't...
You love
anal
cheating. No, sorry.
I love chess.
Yeah, you love chess. Yeah, not the other thing.
But yeah, so obviously quite often here we will reference current affairs topics, right, news stories. But sometimes something happens to us in the week, Tony, that that we're just either inspired by or in some cases shocked by. And this happened to me just the other day, actually, Tony, where I went to what I must say is an absolutely fantastic Thai restaurant in London, and probably now my favourite one. And you remember, I've lived in Thailand, I've been out there.
You've got to give me this recommendation.
And it's Plaza Khao Geng, and it's right next to the Arcade Food Hall by Tottenham Court Road. So if you go in that arcade food hall, and it's actually upstairs, Plaza Khao Geng, and it means curry rice.
Oh.
And it's Southern Thai inspired, so they have all the different curries. But they have lots of other plates where it's delicious. But anyway, so we had a fantastic time. It's quite authentic. The way they've set it up is really cool as well.
Yeah.
'Cause it actually feels like the decor and everything that you would get in Thailand. Not the price, unfortunately.
Oh.
But yes, we came to the end, and I noticed, and I've seen this in Hoppers, you know, the Sri Lankan one before.
I've only been there for a drink. I never had the food.
So, and do you know what they do? So they say, just scan the QR code. It'll be much easier. You can pay on your phone. Sounds great. I actually prefer that. You don't need to wait around. And this happened in Hoppers first. it says something like payment charge, which in itself, how can you have a charge to pay? But anyway, it's just a payment charge. So I thought, okay, whatever. And in Hoppers, I just asked them to bring the machine.
Yeah.
But in this one, again, I went on the thing, payment charge. So I just discreetly, I said to the lady, are you able to bring out a machine? And she just explained, no, if you try and use this QR code, 49p payment charge on top of everything else, including the discretionary service charge. If somebody were to be, really fussy about it, what you could do, I was thinking, not that I would have done this, is to lower the tip by the amount of the payment fee. But it wouldn't even let you do that. It said, 12.5% if you're dissatisfied, speak with your server.
Oh.
But you know what I did in the end?
What?
Because furthermore, on this QR code, it wouldn't even let you pay by Amex. I just said to her, I couldn't get it working. Can you just bring the machine?
Yeah.
The best thing was, then she brought out the machine.
Yeah.
And they brought 2 wipes and a couple of sweets. So I was like, if you ask for the machine, you get all these extra bits. Plus the 49p. What do you think about this, Tony? This is completely wrong.
That's weird, because why are they charging you for less? Because you're not having a person to do the work of actually taking a payment.
Obviously, it's convenient, but who in their right mind is going to pay more every single time they go for food? The one thing that was good is if you're in a large party, it had split the bill. So somebody can scan it. You can all scan it and pay your portion, for example.
They had that before, though. That's not nothing new.
Yeah, it's not really, is it?
That is
this
a bit
is popping
that's
up
cheeky.
Twice I've seen this. 49p wasn't that bad. I almost paid it had they accepted Amex. But I think in Hoppers it was even more. But anyway, for that I've gone with the 49 because I'm so horrified by this, Tony.
Yeah, that's...
Or am I bringing negative energy into it?
No.
It's an observation.
I don't think I experienced it. I knew that they were trying to cut out extra charges for, like, when you go to one of those shops, newsagents, and they're like, it's 50p charge, or there's a minimum and stuff like that. I think they can't do that anymore, right? To charge.
Good. I didn't know. I went to one recently and they didn't have that. So maybe they.
I think they had to stamp that out. But yeah, if you want people to kind of eat out and go to your restaurant, I think stuff like that. If you're already paying the service charge, I think that adds a bit of a negative
I've heard about
ending to the meeting. It's 49p.
People hate this where you can't pay with cash. I've heard about that. But to now say I can't even pay by card, and you have to pay on your phone and pay an extra charge, no, I'm not having that. The best one, I was on a train the other week, and he was saying, we're having technical issues with the canteen on the train. You can't pay by card at the moment.
What?
And then somebody asked, can we pay with cash then? Oh no, we don't accept cash.
Yeah. We don't accept cash.
They don't accept cash, but the card wasn't working, so nobody could actually buy anything on the train. So I'm not one of those people who's all about cash, like what's his name, Piers Corbyn or whatever. Did you see that? He broke into a Lidl and where it's cashless, or Aldi or something, and took some strawberries and then just put the change down on the desk.
Really? You did that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I guess so. Your number is 49 then.
49.
Hopefully that doesn't become a common thing. I'll look out for that, actually.
Just refuse.
I'll be too awkward to actually dispute it. So
well, the thing is, I'm too awkward to dispute it, but I didn't do it. I just said, I couldn't get it working.
Smart.
And she just brought it
out. I've got another negative story here, Chris. So this is talking about millions, actually. And it's about a man who claimed benefits for 200 fake children, and now he's ordered to pay back £2 million, close to 2 million. So Ali Bana Muhammad, 42, faces 9-year prison sentence if he does not repay the cash in 3 months.
Sugar.
The Department for Work and Pensions has said. So Department for Work and Pensions, that's quite... They're going after this guy.
But I mean, 2 million, Tony.
Yeah. So basically, this guy's masterminded this idea of having all these fake kids. So Mohammed and his relatives and friends submitted the bogus claims under 70 different names and used the fake birth certificates of 188 children so they could receive child benefit and tax credits. So HMRC were onto this. So they're like, yeah, something's going on here. So launched an investigation. And I love the name of the actual operation. They called it Operation Paratrooper. And found that Mohammed had 6 other had submitted child benefit tax credit claims under 70 different adult names between 2007 and 2016. So
that's 9 years.
That is crazy. So he kept all this, the written notebooks. He kept a log of all these things. So he admitted it. But yeah, he's ordered to pay over 2 million, and it's crazy. And that he thought he got away with it that much for that long.
You've got to admire the tenacity of these people sometimes, or in a way, the ingenuity to come up with this. But you're going to get found out eventually, or are you in this sort of blob of bureaucracy that we've got? I mean, in this case, they were.
He's kind of pushing the envelope a little bit by how many he's done. I'm like, just stop at 1 mil and then just call it a day. You might get found out, but his only way out of this is win the lottery, basically. Just to pay back 2 mil. I mean, under 3 months, he's either if he's clever, he would have stashed it and invested it, and maybe he would go like.
He's got loads. Yeah.
Think about this: if he's got 2 million, he's made some money off it, but he's given back the 2 million, and he's made a good few hundred grand off the back of it. I think it's all worked out in the end. Would you say?
Well, I'm surprised that he wouldn't go to prison if he repaid the 2 mil.
Yeah.
So as you say, if he was sensible with that money, he's fine.
Yeah, it's almost like he's
a loan. Yeah. An interest-free loan.
Oh, I need to look into that. That is actually quite clever. If he's getting that's a slap on the wrist, really. But yeah, I put the number 9 here because he faces a 9-year prison sentence if he doesn't repay.
He doesn't. My goodness. Well, Tony, on this podcast we are all about guaranteed ways or strategies or schemes to actually win the jackpot. And we've spoken about a few before, but there's a mathematician out there who actually won the lottery 14 times with a genius scheme using his own intellect. But his scheme, Tony, is now no longer legal. So, it's just to inspire, right? So this guy is a Romanian-Australian mathematician, Stefan Mandel. He's actually won it 14 times, we say. And the scheme was completely legal at the time of use. He actually proved, for him at least, he was not 4 times more likely to be struck by lightning to win the lottery. So he won the lottery first in his homeland of Romania, then 12 times in Australia, and he even won it once in the US as well.
Wow, what's the secret?
So the secret is he actually used investors. And Tony, I don't know if you've seen that movie with Bryan Cranston where...
I need to see it.
It's similar. Yeah, we talk about it quite a lot.
When he becomes like a drug dealer or something, right?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
That's Breaking Bad.
That's Breaking Bad. But yeah, so the thing is, he used investors, so it basically increases the pool of people who are entering it. And that, we've talked about this so many times on this show, really the way that you increase your chance of winning, simply just to be in it more often and to buy more combinations. And we have spoken about the guaranteed way you can win at least a lucky dip, even now in the UK.
I think it resonated with a lot of our listeners.
Social, kicking off on TikTok, that one today. But here's his scheme. Okay, let's just get into it.
Yeah, break it down.
He calculated all the total number of possible combinations that would win for the lottery. So for a lottery which requires you to pick 6 numbers between 1 and 40, for example, there are 3.83 million possible combinations. He then found lotteries where the jackpot was 3 times or more the number of possible combinations. So if it's 3.83, you've got to be 3 times more of the jackpot. Next, he raises enough money to pay for a ticket for every combination. So in this one, 2,560 members need to be in the syndicate. He then prints out the millions of tickets with every combination. This step, while legal at the time, is no longer allowed. And this is very similar to what Bryan Cranston was doing. Mandel would then deliver the tickets to authorised lottery dealers. Having purchased a ticket for every possible combination, he would then win the lottery. Next, he pays back his investors. So, even though he's winning a massive jackpot because he's got all of his investors, he's not winning the whole lot. But nonetheless, impressive stuff. Yeah. And this is what Bryan Cranston did. 1987, for example, he won it. 1.3 million jackpot. Pockets 97 grand. It's not bad given it's guaranteed.
Yeah, that stuck out. I just saw that. So it gives you quite an interesting view of like what he gets out of it. If you win it 12 times, I'm sure that's what a significant amount of money. And given that the jackpot is probably bigger than 1.3 in some of them, I would assume. But hey, that's inspiring, I would say.
Tell you, but what's interesting, you cannot now print out every single ticket. It's not like, we've got the app now.
What app idea?
Well, no. We've got the National Lottery app.
Oh, yeah. I think they must have.
Just with all, people listening to this, we'll find a loophole by hook or by crook. And by the way, something we've not even explored yet are those other apps or websites which aren't the real lottery, but you can play the same lottery game. You know what I'm talking about? I think like Lotto Land. I don't know if it's still around. And basically they just take out massive insurance bills.
Oh, what if we created fake accounts, like loads of fake accounts, and started buying lottery tickets via the app?
Yeah.
I know, but then we'll have to create a load of fake emails and stuff.
I think we're getting closer and closer to sort of a trick or a loophole here that's going to allow us to win this jackpot.
But this guy, you got to, he is a bit of a genius here. Mathematician, so wow.
Well, let the maths math. That's what we always say, Tony. Mathematics has the answer to everything.
So that was 14 times. So I guess that's the number that you're going with.
14 times, you won it, and so we're going with the number 14.
So just to round off, so what are the numbers I'm picking this week in numerical order? So it is 3, 9, 14, 16, 48 and 49.
Well, I think Luke Littler, 16, I think we've got a chance here.
We've got what do you call it? Dart? It's not. I keep saying puncher's chance.
Bullseye.
Yeah. We've got. There's a chance we could get the 180, as they say.
Oh yes, 180.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like a bit of fun to get down there. Alexandra Palace, it was.
It was the William Hill thing. Is it still William Hill?
It was Paddy Power, I think.
They've taken it over.
They've taken it over. Yeah. And it looks like people, a lot of beer, booze, obviously, and they're chanting all the time, similar to football chants. And funnily enough, when I was back home from Hertfordshire, me and a friend went out in Watford, Classic, as we used to when we were a lot younger. And you wouldn't believe it, just a load of Dutch darts fans. I don't know why they ended up or how they ended up in Watford. Were out.
Did they live? No,
they'd gone to watch the darts. Oh. No, they're from Holland. They're big darts fans, the Dutch as well. I think she's British and Dutch. And they were in Watford. So we saw
There's a lot of hotels there for some weird reason. Why are there so many hotels in Watford? What's there? There's a Topgolf there, and that's all I know. I've been there for the Topgolf.
Yeah, I think maybe it's also just strategically placed. You're near sort of M1, M25.
Oh, right.
It's close to London. I don't know. Bit cheaper, close to London. You got the Harry Potter thing is nearby.
Oh yeah, of course.
But yeah, hopefully they're listening, these Dutch people, because they told me there's a Dutch player, Benito van der Pasch.
Okay.
So it's Benito van der Pasch, Benito van der Pasch. So it's just that's another darts player we could do. But it was Luke Littler where they were singing it to "Walking in a Little Wonderland."
Oh, nice.
So that was a good one as well.
So, yeah, hopefully, we get some of that kind of luck. Well, it's not luck, it's skill, really.
It's skill.
But, hopefully this coming Saturday, we'll get back on it. So, new year, new start.
I'm not expecting we're going to win it this week, Tony, but give it a few more weeks. We'll get our vision board going. Obviously, you're going to be on holiday anyway after.
Yes. I'm going to Abu Dhabi, so this is the land of riches.
It is the land of riches.
So maybe
is the lottery legal there?
Gambling's not. I don't think gambling's legal.
Gambling's not allowed. Alcohol's not allowed. Anything else they've banned?
Why am I going there for holiday? No, it's going to be a lovely 26 degrees for the whole week. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, I'm going to see what some of the exciting lifestyles that I And it's this different kind of the spectrum of society. Obviously, not everyone's a multi-million or billionaire over there, but it'd be good to see. So hopefully, I'll come back inspired.
I'll probably manifest a few things towards you.
Yeah, I'll be looking out for what type of numbers are kind of screaming at me when I'm over there.
Telephone numbers, no doubt.
No doubt. But yeah, I think that brings us to the end of our first episode of
Win me
The Lottery
in 2024.
2024. Well, have a great new year, guys.
Ciao, ciao, guys.
Bye-bye.